Hey there hunters, Lord here back with another set video for Title Update 1 here in Monster Hunter Wilds. In this video we are going over a slight update to our raw rapid fire Pierce light bowgun sets here in Title Update 1. These are again courtesy of Damo, who is doing all the theory crafting for light bowgun. His light bowgun meta document will be linked down in the description and pinned comment. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the video. So by now this set should be looking very familiar to you. We'll be using 4 pieces of the Gore Beta and the Numinous Shroud Beta chest. However, for light bowgun, instead of going for maximum weakness exploit, we instead want to go for maximum agitator, so we'll be using the Challenger Charm 2. And our light bowgun of choice is the Ray Dow light bowgun. However, you can technically use the Rathian light bowgun. It's about 1% worse, but allows you to get a bit more crit and a little bit better skills overall. As far as decorations go in the weapon, we want a critical jewel 3, a precise jewel 2, and an opener jewel 1. In the Gore Helm Beta, we want a challenger jewel, and then the level 1 decoration is completely up to you. You could run shockproof for multiplayer, or things like the flash boost or adapt for solo play. In the chest, a tenderizer jewel. Now in the arms and waist, we have 3 level 3 slots, and these really can be used for anything. If you're not using the burst step spam, I would highly recommend going for 3 mighty jewels to get maximum might. As maximum might was changed, we don't know if it was intentional or not, and it works kind of the opposite of how it worked before the title update, where before the title update, if your stamina dropped too low, you needed to be at full stamina for 3 seconds for maximum might to reactivate. But now, as long as your stamina refills within 2 seconds of dropping from maximum stamina, you won't actually lose max might, making it much easier to keep up, so we no longer need 2 pieces of Fulgur Anjanath armor in order to keep max might up a lot more. However, if you are using the burst step spam, and you probably should be at significantly more DPS than just rapid fire Pierce 3 in general, you could go for something like earplugs or ambush or counter-strike, just depending on your matchup or your personal preference. In the waist, we want a tenderizer jewel, and in the legs, we have a chain and 2 sane jewels. So for the skills, starting from top to bottom, we have Gore Magala's Tyranny. With 4 pieces of the Gore Magala armor, we have Black Eclipse 2. This will automatically inflict us with the Frenzy when we are in combat with a large monster. While we are frenzied, it's plus 10 raw attack. Once we clear the frenzy, it becomes plus 15 raw attack, and coupled with antivirus, this also gives us plus 25% affinity when we clear the frenzy. We then have adrenaline using 3 pieces of Gore Beta. This is basically heroics for stamina. It's not great, but it's there, so we'll talk about it. We then have Agitator at level 5 for plus 20 raw attack and 15% crit when the monster is enraged. Opening shot at level 3 is Damo's personal choice. You get a little bit faster reload speed, and your first shot after you complete a full reload will have a little bit more damage. We then have critical boost at level 3 for a 34% increase over our normal hits when we land a critical hit. Constitution level 3 is free with the set, but allows us to use less stamina when we dash, dodge, or burst step, so max might is a little easier to keep up if you are using it. I then, of course, opted for max might just to showcase the highest crit chance. So when our stamina is full, or if our stamina hasn't been full for less than 2 seconds, we'll have 30% more affinity. Antivirus again couples with the Gore Magala's Tyranny set bonus, lets us clear the frenzy faster, and gives us plus 25% affinity when we clear the frenzy when coupled with Gore Magala's Tyranny. Ballistics level 2 lets us extend our critical distance a little bit, giving us some more forgiveness in our spacing with Pierce ammo. Evade Window 2 is also free on the set, just a nice comfort skill. Weakness Exploit at level 2 gives us plus 10% affinity when we are attacking weak spots. Slugger level 1 is pretty much completely useless on this set, but comes for free on the Ray Dow light bowgun. Coalescence level 1 again doesn't do anything for us. Flinch Free level 1 is free, and it means that you technically don't need shockproof in most instances. And then Burst level 1 is a very efficient way to get some extra raw attack, as our piercing ammo hits more than 5 times as long as your lines are good, and so it's pretty much infinite additional raw damage. Again, depending on your matchup, you can feel free to swap out these Mighty Jewels. If you're fighting Xochitl, you may want 3 levels of earplugs, but for most other monsters, 2 is more than enough. So you could go 2 earplugs, Evade Extender, 2 earplugs, and Counter Strike, or 3 Counter Strike, or 3 Evade Extender. It really doesn't matter, the choice is completely up to you. So yeah, not too much has changed overall for bowguns. The Numinous Shroud Beta just gives us a bit more slot efficiency. And since I already know somebody is going to ask this, the reason that we go for Agitator 5 over Weakness Exploit 5 is that our bowguns are relatively low on raw currently. So Wex is basically a percentage-based skill. At level 5, we have a 30% chance to do extra critical damage, which mathematically equates to about a 7.5 to 9% damage boost when we're hitting weak spots. So if a gun has 200 raw, then Agitator's 20 raw alone is already a 10% damage boost, and when you tie this in with the affinity boost that we get from Agitator, it really just beats out Weakness Exploit, so we effectively get a little more efficient damage by going for Agi 5 and Wex 2 rather than Wex 5 and Agi 2. Granted, Agitator does not have perfect uptime, but neither does Weakness Exploit, and having that extra forgiveness and raw damage when you are not hitting weak spots, and again, a lot of the time you're not going to be because it's going to be piercing through that weak spot and hitting the monster's body, which is likely not a weak spot. So overall, that is why Agitator is prioritized over 5 levels of Weakness Exploit. As the updates roll in, or once we get into Master Rank and our overall raw attack jumps up by a lot and Agitator's raw boost is not as high of a percentage boost, we may see a shift towards Weakness Exploit 5, but at this time, like I said, Agitator is the priority. Again, I want to give a big shout out to Damo, Harold, Dingus, and Cyclone for putting together the light bowgun meta document. There will be a link to that, again, down in the description and pinned comment. If you have any other questions or want to see anything about skills or light bowgun playstyle, that is the place to go. If you like this video and you want to see more just like it, do consider subscribing to the channel. It's totally free, helps support the channel, and you're always welcome to change your mind later if you find the content just isn't for you. With all that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I wish you all a good day and happy hunting.